stay hot going over to the bullpen?
Yeah, I mean, long innings as a pitcher are great, especially when you're on offense. But yeah, like Mason McConaughey, everybody knows he's hurt, and he's just telling me one more, and he's just a great guy to be around, having the dugout.
Ty, what was your mindset coming into today after you started on Tuesday? Maybe didn't go the way that you wanted, but then you come in today.
Yeah, it was a little frustrating, especially on Tuesday, but like it was kind of just like I got to bounce back and do what I can do and just help out my team any way I can.
Devin, you had last night. I mean, you had 0 for 2 start, and then you kind of had a conversation with Coach Bull before you went up your third time, and you hit a double, and then hit another double. You asked that back coming into today.
Mm-hmm.
And you started with a walk and then a home run. I mean, what was kind of your mindset at the plate in those last 2 at bats last night, and then today?
Just trying to slow everything down because like I felt like I was speeding myself up a lot, and it's just trying to slow down the game a lot. That's what kind of helped me through those 2 ABs last night, and then these walks and then the home run.
What's kind of the emotions going for you as you focus on that on the home run?
Just seeing the ball fly off the bat and the stands going crazy and the right fielder like just stopping, like he didn't even like tried to go for a ball. It was pretty insane. Like words can't even describe like in that moment what I was feeling. It was just unreal.
I thought it was awesome.
Ty, how did you guys sort of just handle maybe the mental exhaustion of the week, knowing you guys lose, you're going home, you have the rain out, you have to play 2 games yesterday, and then obviously the championship game. Just how do you handle it?
I think it's right where we wanted to be, and I mean, you look at last year, we lost the first game. Pretty much, we got run ruled, and it was just like, all right, we can't lose again. And this year, it's basically we just started from the jump, not being able to lose. So we just kind of took that for granted, or didn't take that for granted, and just kept rolling with it.
Ty, with the way you've kind of been throwing over the last month or so, I mean, did you feel like you kind of had this kind of performance in you, given the good trend you've been on?
The whole goal is just to get our team up in the fight and hopefully come out of the game with a lead. And that was just the main goal, and just trust the coach what he calls and throw that.
Was there anything that was particularly working well for you today?
Everything was working. Everything coach was calling was great. I only shook him off twice, and he was pretty mad about those 2. So I think I shook a guy off, or I shook him off and then walked the kid on a pitch clock violation. So that was pretty frustrating. He was pretty frustrated about that one, but he'll let it go, I hope.
For either of you, I mean, just kind of the last 6 weeks of the season or so to kind of have to fight just to get here and then kind of be on the run that you've been on. I mean, how kind of long of a road has this been for you guys to get to this point?
You got that one.
But yeah, we went to California, and we started the season off 2-7 in the Big Ten. It was pretty frustrating as a team, and we had a lot of team meetings without the coaches, and just like kind of had to put our head down and work. And like you see a lot of teams where there's one or 2 or 3 glue guys on the team, and I think this whole team is just a glue team, and we all love each other, and we're all best friends, and that's kind of what just allowed us to go out there and just win games.
Yeah, man, you said it best. Like we're just a unit when we work together. When we work together, we could be unstoppable.
Devin, you got off to a hot start early in the season. Freshman coming in, seeing the ball, hitting the ball, kind of went into a little lull, but picked it up incredibly here at the end. What was the transition? What did you go through to get back to where you're at now?
It's a great question. Yeah, honestly, when I was going through a little slump, I was just trying to do too much in the game, like just trying to get way too much what I was trying to do, and just kept spending myself up a lot, and I was going through a little rough patch, but when I first started, I was just having fun, to be honest, and I was just playing the game of baseball, and that's what I started trying to go back to, but it's been fun now.
You talked about Mason's impact kind of on you in this game. What has it been like having him by your side? I know you lost him early in the season on the mound, but how has he helped you guys through the year?
Yeah, good question. He started going in the bullpen with Coach DeRoy, and he's just hyping us up, and he's there for us, and he understands. I mean, you look at the season he had last year, like he's the most humble guy I know, and he's a great kid. So it's definitely just good to have him by our side.
Any other questions for players? There was 15,000 fans there today. How does an atmosphere like that help you guys out there?
Husker Nation is great. I mean, you look at last year and this year, it's like teams say they want to play Nebraska, but you don't want to play Nebraska at Charles Schwab with 15,000 people. I think it speeds teams up, so it was fun.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's unreal seeing all those fans in red, and it just brings a lot of momentum for us every inning. Seeing them just cheer for us on.
Ty,
I don't think it really means anything. I think with our defense behind us, we didn't make any errors today, and it was just great to have them behind us. And the bats got going early, and it just started off with a 5-0 lead, and I think we just ran with that.
Devin and Ty, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You gonna keep the water?
Yes. Let's go, baby. That's why he came here from Texas. Let's go. I guess I'll turn my hat around now.
Bill, do you want to make an opening statement?
No, I'm not for opening statements. Let's go to questions.
All right, sounds good.
Coach, with the whirlwind that this season has been for you guys, I mean, how rewarding is it to see the guys show up in a big moment like this?
Yeah, this one was particularly emotional, and for a lot of different reasons. I think Sharpie, probably just one of them, but also just the fortitude that these guys have shown. Left for dead, basically told that they were terrible, probably a few times throughout the year. Told them to block out the noise and just keep going, one foot in front of the other. That's life, you know. You get knocked down, you got to get back up, and you got no other choice. And these guys, they just galvanized. I mean, it was just amazing. We had to cover so many innings early. We knew that if we could get some guys back, that would help. But collectively, just to have the mindset flipped of just saying, you know what, we're going to refuse to go down. These guys stayed in the fight to get here, and to be able to finish the fight in this ballpark in front of the fans, I can't put it into words. It's pretty gratifying, special, and again, it's not. The rings and the dog piles are amazing, but just the lessons these kids are going to learn is so important.
For Ty to kind of have the day that he did today, and given kind of his season has kind of followed the
Yeah.
whole teams, I mean, what did that kind of mean to you, as coaches see you?
Yeah, same thing, right? I mean, Ty took some on the chin early. I mean, he's facing Vanderbilt and LSU and, all these teams right out of the chute. Had some really high moments, had some growing pains that along the way. And he had to make a choice too. He had a choice to make. He said, I know I'm probably not going to stick around in the rotation too much longer if I keep doing what I'm doing. And I think he just started trusting the game plan, and just we tweaked some things as well. Not necessarily mechanically, a little bit mechanically, but a little more pitch usage. He's got all four going. I mean, it was slider, it was changeup, curveball, and fastball. And he's mixing them in all those different counts. And so he made a huge adjustment about midway through the year, and he's been one of our best guys.
Conversation ties the game went on. I mean, realistically, what we hoped we had of him, and then what we like.
I had an inkling that Ty was going to have a really good performance today. He was going to be able to go as long as he was pitching well. And it got to 120 pitches. That was kind of the end of the line there. But he wanted to go back out for the ninth inning. But yeah, we were just going to let him go as long as he needed to. He only threw 40 pitches on Tuesday, and again, a lot like Brockett last year, right? Started on Tuesday, persevered from that, came back, and was his best when we needed it most. I just think Ty's competitive fire had him ready for this, and we had a pretty testy series with UCLA last time around. And he was kind of right in the middle of some of that, and I kind of had a feeling that he was going to want to respond. And again, nothing but respect for their ball club and their coaches. They've got an unbelievable team. But we felt like, we had a guy on the mound that could keep him off balance, and if he had his fastball command, he was going to give him some trouble, and he did that.
The games that he pitched earlier in the season against Vanderbilt and those games, it seemed like he always was the guy, when you're facing such a team. How did that help him?
Yeah, that set him up for this, and just Coach Childers's unwavering belief in him. Number one, just to saying, hey, we're going to keep feeding this guy, and I have all the trust in the world in him, and I think Ty knew too that he just needed to. He did a lot of growing up to get to this point to start the year, but kind of those growing pains playing those teams. He realized, okay, this is what I got to do to win when it matters. And make pitches and not shake off coach, thinking I've got a better plan, just saying I'm going to stick to the game plan and execute that. And he stopped thinking, and he just started getting in compete mode.
Coach, you guys faced two of the better pitchers on the two top teams in the country to get this championship. I mean, what did you guys do at the plate to just really help you get a lead early on and then kind of maintain the success?
I just thought that our guys were incredibly sold out to the game plan and whatever that was for that particular day. And, you know, we got on some pitchers early because of that. And that's important because you want the pitchers to have to adjust to what you're doing and not the other way around. And we were relentless 1 through 9. I mean, there was no 6 home run barrage from one guy this year. And it was just a total team effort, and 1 through 9 in the order, guys coming off the bench, and you know, Rhett Stokes. I mean, Overbeat gets hurt. Plug in a senior who was, I think he was all tournament last year, right? And so he's in the game today. What a play in the 9th inning! I mean, he came across the field like a shortstop and made that play, and you know, just made some winning plays for us. But yeah, just an incredible job by the entire team. That's what it took to win this one particularly.
Coach, last night you came to Nebraska and said, why not pack up Charles Schwab with Western Nation and
Yeah.
put up 3 today?
Yeah.
It brought a lot of electricity to your team. You could see it with Carey with his RBI double.
Of course.
How does really that set the tone for you guys? You know, you talked earlier in the week, do or die.
Right.
3 guys, backs against the wall, and then your fan base just shows up.
Yeah, they did, and we don't take it for granted either. They stuck with us when, you know, things weren't going so well, and you know, we still had 7,000 folks in our ballpark the last 2 weekends when, you know, the weather was warm and we really needed to win those series to get here. I mean, that was very important. At different level here in this ballpark, I mean, it's rowdy, and that's the thing that's a separator. When teams that come in here and it's just super loud, I think it gets the hitters sped up in the box in these big moments, the opposing hitters. Our guys are used to it, right? So they feed off of it, and they just kind of want to pass the line, you know, to the next guy. And you know, there's some big swings in there today that the crowd was just unbelievably loud. And man, the end of the 8th inning was incredibly loud. When we got that 3rd out of the 8th inning, I thought the crowd was electric. So again, couldn't thank them enough. Couldn't have done it without them. 10 straight wins in this building, I think it is now.
You mentioned you guys midway through, you know, having to put one foot in front of the other and just keep going through it. Are you able to describe just how difficult that truly is?
Yeah.
So many things are going wrong with injuries or sicknesses, and you just have to keep going.
Yeah, the easiest thing to do is to throw your hands in the air and say, we can't do it. That's the easy thing. That's the loser mentality, is to say, well, we would have done it, but, you know, we would have done it except this, you know. And I think, like I said, I think last night it took a few games to try to figure out what our identity was going to be after we lost McConaughey and Timmerman. There's been a couple of different identities throughout the year. It's hard. It's incredibly hard. Winning is tough as it is. When you're down in the dumps and you're facing all kinds of adversity, you got to have some real toughness to you to do that, and you have to make a choice collectively to do that. And that's the thing that's most gratifying about this whole deal. I love to win. I hate losing, and I love to win. But I'm just so overjoyed for these players and the experience that they get to have, and the rewarding experience that they get to have because they chose to stick it out and have a winning mentality instead of making excuses of why we couldn't do it.
Obviously, you would have liked to have a stronger start to the season, but just with the way this team has played in that playoff mentality, how does that maybe benefit you guys going into the potential that you didn't have last year? Because you'd already kind of gotten that spot.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing our best. We've been playing our best for the last 6 weeks. I would rather have it that way than start hot and then fizzle at the end and kind of limp to the finish line. And we certainly didn't do that last year either. But the way we're playing right now, just kind of the guys seeing how if we play together and play complementary baseball, we can beat anybody in the country. I mean, anybody. I mean, we've proven it. We proved it at the beginning of the year, and in a totally different version of our team has proved it at the end of the year too. So just got to keep that up.
Well, when you say, how would you compare it to this tournament run to the one a year ago? Was this a totally different experience from your perspective, or was it comparable?
I think it was totally different because last year we knew we were safely in, and we felt like we were going to play baseball beyond this week. I think the guys wanted to stay here and continue to fight, of course, and to have a chance to dogpile and maybe get more mill money along the way last year. But we knew that, hey, win or lose this tournament, we were going to be continuing to play baseball. And this one was different because we knew coming into this tournament, this was our shot. And for these guys to play the way that they played this week against the opponents that we played against, hats off to my players. I mean, they really pulled through. The pitchers, the guys on defense, and the guys in the box, man, they were up for it.
What kind of confidence does it give you for heading into next week when you'll face everybody's best, knowing, hey, we've beaten Giroux, Grinsell, J.B. Thompson?
Yeah, I mean, how many quad one wins do we have now? 8, 9, something like that. I mean, we've faced a lot of really good teams, and that's why we, our goals are big here. You shoot for the stars, and sometimes you take it on the chin, but you also get gristled along the way, and you get calloused along the way, and our guys get to see what the best look like and what you got to do to beat them, and that's really important. That's really important as you go into the postseason, because there's nothing that they haven't seen at this point. We've seen a lot of really good teams, and it'll help us.
Any update or anything you can say on Robbie?
It was a hamstring. What a play, by the way. I mean, that's a center fielder running a ball down. He ran. I'd like to see the catapult on that one, or the vest that the guys wear. I bet that's as fast as I've seen him run all year long. Unbelievable play. Just kind of felt, hopefully it's not too severe. Felt like he was probably going to be about 70, 80%. Kind of nice to have a guy like Max Butenbeck at your disposal to put back in there. A lot of guys were ready to step up, but hopefully Robbie can, and Overbeek for that matter too, can get healed up.
So I mentioned how much McConaughey has just given him encouragement over the last couple of weeks, and I mean, how have you seen in the dugout those guys that weren't able to go, or like Robbie had to come out in the game? How have you seen them encourage the players who are actually on the field?
Man, it's been awesome to see that. McConaughey is an absolute stud of a human being. He is an absolute stud of a teammate. We know how good a pitcher he is. He was adamant. He's like, I'm traveling with the team. We're going to find a way for me to travel with the team, even if we've got to get a waiver from the Big Ten to do it, and some of those things. So we did that. He traveled with us. He's a mentor. Just like Brett Sears was, and I think Brett Sears has still kind of been a mentor